Well, greetings everyone, and welcome to another episode of SeptumSin versus the world. I'm SeptumSin. I'm here with Kotobuki Jake and I Dono / Imbria Arts for Anime Anticlimax. I think it's safe to say this is the core group of people, but occasionally we get others.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe Roger or Dave will come in. We are actually doing this on time. Wow, we're doing it as on time being relative.
That's
but
good for us.
But also the content was 25 minutes long, so you know. But this is going to be covering the 2004 short film Kakurenbo, or Hide and Seek, if you want to get English about that. But this one is very horror-esque, and sometimes horror is hit or miss with anime. It always is. Anime is a hard one to do something truly scary with. And this one is about a bunch of kids that are playing a game of hide and seek. And according to the legend, kids who play it in this particular part of town disappear. And they're also looking for their missing friend who also played said game. Now, of course, as you do, when you play a game in a place where it's said that people disappear, bad things happen. And that is our story. So we'll go down the line. Actually, we'll start with you, Brittany. Was this your first time watching this particular short?
First time watching it, yes. I knew about it beforehand, but I never had gotten around to watching it and didn't even know that it was on YouTube. Which it is. So, I mean, people can go and watch it there after they're done with the review or before they do the review. But yeah, I found it quite interesting. Well done artistically. I looked into a little bit of the reward history because it did get some rewards, but did not even get noticed by the Academy. Which is a shame because this is a gorgeous movie. Even though it's a short.
It's anime. That's not at all surprising.
Yeah.
Especially for 2004.
Yeah. I mean, I also will give the note, this is computer generated. Japan, where the hell is this computer generation? Because how are y'all doing worse? This was stunningly beautiful computer generation. I cannot believe that it's 2004 done, because you got the cell shading computer CGI, which we don't see that often, even when we have it, the technology these days, which is really weird. But yeah, overall, enjoyed it. Nice little short.
How about you, Jake? Was this your first time with it?
Well, it's not, because we've watched it. I don't know, how many times have we? I feel like we've seen it a couple times, probably as viewing.
I tended to share the wealth when I could.
Right. It's been a minute since I've seen it. It has been a minute. And I honestly don't remember if we watched it in English or Japanese. Obviously, this time I watched it in Japanese, but I really don't remember if I've seen both versions. I couldn't swear to it. I will say that I don't think in the past, I'm not even sure I noticed that it was computer animated, but this time I definitely did. And I'll admit, it does look good by the usual standards of that. I think there were times where it was a little obvious, but there were also times where it was like, this is pretty darn good. And generally, the character designs are good. One interesting thing about this is that the characters are wearing masks all the way through, so you don't need as much facial expression, as much concern about that. But they do, like, I think the masks are expressive in their way. and it does add to the overall thing. And to Brandon's point, yeah, this is a pretty creepy little short. It's, I don't know that I would call it scary per se, but it definitely is creepy. It definitely has a pretty dark ending, but it's one of those ones that I like it. I feel like it earns the ending that it has. And yeah, it's a fun rewatch. I'm glad I got to revisit it.
All right. Well, I've been looking at horror anime for a while now. And as a rule, it seems that when it comes to anime and horror, they tend to skew more disturbing than scary.
Right.
But there are a few that at least try to go scary. And I feel like this is one of those in that way. It has some disturbing qualities, but not like, say, Parasite the Maxim or Corpse Party or some of those like that. And I remember looking, this was years ago, on lists of scary anime because I have yet to see an anime that's actually scared me like I have for horror, and I'm desensitized, I'm not gonna lie, but I've had at least some live action horror movies actually creep me out to the point where I'm a little bit frightened of it, but never anime. This one came a little bit close, saw it on the list, and I said, okay, I'll look it up. And I was lucky enough to find it at Movie Stop, of all places. I was like, well, shoot, this is out of print.
Yeah.
I heard about this. I want to see it. So I watched it. I was like, actually, this is pretty good. It has a very creepy atmosphere. It upholds that. And the story has a pretty interesting little twist. And with that being said, you can watch this on YouTube for free, or if you want to support the creators, you can rent the movie and probably get a better quality version of it.
Oh yeah, there's a better quality for rent.
So it's all dependent on what you want to do. But yeah, if you don't have the money to do it, then go for it. But if you have some money to throw to the creators, yeah, stream it. Pay to stream it. It was, but I really enjoyed it my first time through. And I try to share it because not many people look at this one. It's sort of like how Gregory Horror Show is, but a lot much creepier than Gregory Horror Show. And it's just something that people don't really look at or talk about. And I just like to share it around. It's spooky season, so a lot of us anime fans are lacking in good spooky content.
I can say the game this is based off of a traditional Japanese children's game. It is a form of hide and seek, but they do kind of do it a little bit more creepy. And it's not the first time I've seen the game in an anime, but it is the first time I've seen it sort of played out with the masks and it must be 7 children.
So, but I guess one of the things I should say is spoiler warning, because we will go over the twist at the end. So if you haven't checked it out, it's not long.
It's 25 minutes.
So yeah, you can check it out and come back as we go. Now, this is about these kids, and it has to be, I can't remember what the number was. It 7 kids?
It has to be 7, but there are 8 kids.
Yeah. And they're basically told by this person to come here because their friend had disappeared. So they're told by this person, come by here, told by their friend that had been missing for a while. And she suddenly comes back up and she's like, okay, let's play this game, which is, where she was last seen. Everybody wear masks and come by here at this special part of town. And if you do it this particular night at this particular time, you must play hide and seek. And
the darkest night at after dark. So we're talking the 20th, 21st of December.
Something
like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The game is Otokoyo.
Yeah. So Brandon needs a little moment here, apparently.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I've seen this game played through Detective Conan through a Detective Conan episode. So that's where I remember this particular game being played.
Okay.
But it's a combination of find the place by following the signs, and then you play the game. So you have to hunt for these particular signs to play this game.
Right.
And that's sort of how it starts. We are introduced to technically 4 groups of people. Technically, although one group does not speak at all, there is no dialogue that they have at all.
Right. They appear to be twins, and
They are twin. They're twin boys.
And they're wearing like reverse masks, which is actually, I thought their look was really cool.
Then you have the big bully character who in the dub is played by Sean Schimmel, aka Goku.
And some pretty interesting voice casts that they used this time.
So he was so that was Noshika. And
I don't know with the sub because I didn't look up the subcast as much. But I'm hearing all these notable voices, and I looked it up, and it's like only one person was not that big of a name of did not have a main character play.
Yeah, he is Michael Sinterniklaas. I definitely know that name.
Michael Sinterniklaas was Dean Venture and Kappa Mikey.
Yeah.
Then you have Veronica Taylor, who was Amelia Slayers and Ash Ketchum. Then you also have I don't have the other two guys' names, but you have the voice of Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh. So I mean, you have a lot of really notable voice actors in this 25-minute anime.
Right.
They were distributed by Central Park Media and
which explains it. So what most people don't know, Central Park Media was the adult version of 4Kids.
Right. Well, even in the original version, Hikora is voiced by Junko Taikuchi, who played Naruto and Golden Freeze. So you got some notable ones, notable one there. And I think Hikora's the main dude, right? I think.
It's whoever Michael Sinterniklaas's character was.
Yeah.
In the series, it was either Hikora or it starts with an I, and I'm forgetting it.
Well, you got the characters listed here are Hikora, Nashiga, Yamao, Tachiji, Suko, and Sorincha.
It was Tachichi. Tachichi and Hikora were
are the main ones. Okay.
No, they're not the main ones. They're the two brothers.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like I call them the main ones because really the main
ones. I thought you said mean ones.
No. The mean ones. The mean one is Noshiga, and I guess Suko and Yamao must be his compatriots.
Yeah. And they're the sort of toadies.
And Sorincha is the missing girl who. Yes. I guess was Hikora. Was it his sister? I think was. It was
Tokura's sister. Yes.
Yeah. And then
so they're technically not looking for a friend. They're looking for his sister.
Yeah.
Who went missing a year ago.
Yeah.
And there are basically, as they go play hide and seek, the city area there comes to life and to light, and they discover that there are 5 demons that are hunting them. Some literally, some manage to see like there's a paper with it on them. You have a Kimotori, which is liver taker, which is like a 3-armed, 4-legged red humanoid demon. There is Chitori, blood taker. Lovely names, by the way. Which is a horn demon. Then you've got Aburatori, oil taker, which are twin childlike demons. One is sitting on a menacing looking cart while the other pulls it. and Kotori, which is Child Taker, which is a spider demon. And finally, the fifth one, which is Oshira-sama, the Great White Lord, which is a 9-tailed fox.
Mhm.
Yep.
Which is part of the twist, because they're basically being chased around and taken by the top four.
Mhm.
And some of them, I mean, it's interesting to watch because they are running and doing. You got the twins who are doing their thing. You got the bully in his group, which I believe his group is the one that gets taken down first.
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
He lives a little bit longer, but
Well, I mean, he was an arrogant ass that is just like, oh, wow, some statue, I'm going to smash it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, dude.
And of course, they're all led by Hikora, which is the guy who is trying to find his missing sister.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he is, I guess, the winner of the game, so to speak.
So to speak.
As most of the thing is the kids getting taken down by these demons, and they make the demons pretty scary looking, and they work well in the computer animation.
I do like they gave them each, because it's all the no mask Oni face.
Mm-hmm.
So those who don't know, no theater has essentially 4 faces. You have the woman, you have the old man, you have the Oni, and you have typically the warrior, which is more a traditional samurai looking face.
Mm-hmm.
And the one you mostly see in anime is either going to be the old man, which you've seen, and if you watch Spirited Away, the big sun god face, that's a no mask.
Right.
But more often you're going to see the Oni or the woman, either one of them.
And apparently this did get a theatrical release in Japan, which is kind of cool.
It won several awards in several different places.
And it ran the festival circuit,
Mm-hmm.
but kind of just premiered here more on TV. But it did get one theatrical release here in New York City, as you would expect, I guess. So, hey,
Right.
For kids.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a perfect example to show to a parent that says, anime, that's children's stuff. And
Yeah.
like, watch this.
That would definitely scare. I think that, though, it's not scary to me as an adult. I think it's creepy enough that a young child that's not desensitized to horror would probably be
It's
creeped
a
out.
better choice than showing them the first episode of Attack on Titan and saying, hey, do you think this is suitable for children?
I don't think I would show this to a young child. I think an older child, though, could get some enjoyment out of it.
Well, you can traumatize them for life, Jacob.
Yeah.
I think a teenager would be fine with this, but yeah, a young child, I think it would have similar effect to what Nutcracker Fantasy had on me as a child. I think overall, it does have a creepy factor. And when they find out at the end, the Fox Demon is actually the little girl who suggested the game, because there were 7 players.
Yeah.
It's just the little girl was it, and the Fox Demon was that. And
That's hide and seek.
And they were using the kids as batteries, using their life force as batteries to power the lights in that section of the city. And the last one standing gets to be it.
So he gets to be the next Fox Demon.
Yeah, it gets to be the next Fox Demon. In which, of course, the missing sister was, I believe she was supposed to be the missing sister, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah, she's the missing sister.
Managed to win the game, but she was the Fox Demon she became the Fox Demon. So, and you get to see at the very end, our hero leading a new group of kids into the game.
Yeah.
With glowing eyes.
Yes.
So, and I thought that the way that a lot of this is in the art design.
Oh yeah.
Because they were very creative with it. As far as plot-wise, I think it's very simple plot-wise.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's creepy enough, especially when they're doing the counting and all of that.
Mhm.
The way that they have the especially when the girl was counting or doing this, it's very creepy.
Mhm.
But did y'all think that this was I mean, as far as anime goes?
I don't find it horror, but at the same time, Japan loves psychological horror.
Yeah.
I mean, they were the ones to come up with Ringu and Junko. So I mean, just look at how those ghostly films have lasted as they've come to America.
Yeah. And
So
there's some similarities to Ringo in terms of like it's sort of like a cycle that just people just keep playing into it and keeping it going because they could break the cycle, but they're not.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, there are many tales in Japanese lore when you go into the deeper stuff of the corruption of man becoming demons.
Right.
And we see that in a lot of anime. So it's not an unheard of story.
Yeah. I mean, definitely this was I think this one does a good job of that.
Yeah.
And showing people doing, and of course, the typical horror trope of people doing stupid shit.
Yeah. And I mean, if nothing else, this is to tell your kids, come home at night. Don't be out playing. It's a great lesson for a kid.
Right.
But as I said, I think the plot itself is not all that. Except for this, I did like the switch up at the end. I thought that was a great little twist. They lead to it well. They drop the right clues, and they do make it to where if you're really looking for it, you can get a good idea. And if you see it the first time and you see all the clues at the end, it's like,
you do get some clues right at the word go. I mean, the fact that there is an eighth kid, the fact that this kid tells his friend, she looks kind of like my sister. There are clues that something ain't right about this girl. Plus, she's the only one alone. Everyone else came with someone. You had so that right there could be considered a bit of a red flag. The main. I keep wanting to say Hikora. He came with his friend. The twins came together. The bully came with his two lackeys. They're all groups except for that one. And it's like that should have been a huge red flag too. But they're kids, so they probably wouldn't think that way. But there's definitely when the twist happened. I can't remember my initial reaction. It was so many years ago. This time around, when it happened, I was like, yeah, that tracks.
And then, of course, they have the poster with the 5 demons on it, and that is there. Oh, and Mike McNally. Hello, sir. Hope you're enjoying. This one, I think, we're going to go pretty quick because we're already through the plot. We're getting into the production. Which
it's a 25-minute anime. There's not much we can do.
The production design I thought was pretty good, and though it looks a little rough around the edges, computer animation style, when you think about the time this was done back in 2004. That's fairly impressive. And as far as the art design, the way they designed the demons, the city itself, it's got that kind of almost dystopian feel.
Oh wow! I just learned 20 years ago this was aired on Adult Swim.
Ah.
That must have been the TV airing.
That would have been the only TV airing, probably.
And I bet you it was airing probably around Halloween time.
Yes. You knocked it on the nail on the head.
Yeah.
But, and it's a great one to have it on. That's how many people got to see a lot of anime for the first time. Not myself, but I know a lot of people got introduced to anime through that and Toonami. So many of you millennial anime watchers probably had a chance to see this when you were getting.
I mean, I watched it around that time, Adult Swim a lot, but I don't remember this one airing on there. I really don't, so I must have missed it.
So, Brittany, you mentioned earlier that you thought this should have been a nomination for for the Oscars. The director Shuhei Morita was an Oscar nominee years later. He did the short Possessions from the what was that film? That was a short something or other. It was like a collection of films. There were like 4 films. I can't remember what they were called, but they were apparently submitted separately. And
Possessions or Farewell to Arms? I'm guessing Possessions.
Possessions was the one that was actually nominated. Okay. Short Piece, that was the name of the collection.
Nominated for 3 Oscars.
Yeah. But anyway, I was just looking at that. The guy also directed Tokyo Ghoul. Something I've not seen yet, but yeah.
First season's good.
Yeah.
I mean, you two are the horror fanatic. Well, Brandon's the horror fanatic.
Right.
I don't know as much with Jacob if you're as into horror as Brandon is.
I like horror, but I do tend more towards psychological horror. And
I was thinking this one should be much more in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, Tokyo Ghoul.
This is more in my wheelhouse. If I do watch a horror, I prefer psychological.
Yeah.
I don't mind gore and whatnot. I just, especially when I'm watching a live horror,
right?
I just find it dumb. I really find, because I find a lot of them. It's like I can predict what's going to happen.
Right.
It's too easy.
Yeah.
But when you get to the psychological horror, it kind of gets into you because it's more approaching into what you would perceive or what is possible within you, and it kind of gives that sort of fear of self.
Right. And whereas we I think it was a couple nights ago at this point, we on the other channel we discussed The Vanishing on 7th Street, and that was one where there were a lot of similarities in the premise in some ways. And there are some similar vibes, but I said at length in that discussion that I thought the movie was a little too muddled. I don't know if that was the word I used, but essentially it was a little muddled and a little unfocused, and that hurt its effectiveness. This one is very direct and to the point. And when it gets where it's going, it's like, okay, I can do that. I'm normally this would be seen as a depressing short, but I actually kind of like how they did what they did and how they got there, you know?
I kind of wish we got more. I really do. Yeah. I kind of wish, because we didn't really see the fear really approach the kids that much with the demons.
Yeah.
I felt we could get more of a more getting into the fear of things with them.
They could have drawn it out a bit if they did it well, if they were careful about it.
Well, I mean, I have a feeling they were doing it well. It's just like they only had like a short budget because it's probably, being a short anime, it's probably had a small budget.
Yeah.
I think that this is one of those things that if they had wanted to, you could make a longer show about this and have it to where people are investigating the disappearances. Bless you. And you could do that. You could actually run into it and, talk about the disappearances, have them go more in depth, maybe have some adults get involved into it, but would take the scares away. But, some of it. But I could see them doing it in a longer form, maybe go into more of the lore.
I think if you brought in adults, maybe give a little bit of the backstory of the girl missing.
Yeah.
Beforehand, but kind of age her up maybe a little bit so she doesn't match the same character.
Yeah, you could definitely, I think you could make it into an investigation type anime, which has
Well,
dramatic.
Well, that's good.
We could keep it as is. I just feel like adding more to the
Yeah.
overall plot line, making the fear kind of build up more.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Brandon's completely going off on a tangent there. This is, if talking about, yeah, that would be a whole different beast.
It would be, but I mean, that's how I could see it if you were going to expand it a little bit more. I mean, if now you could expand it to add the scares a little bit, you could draw it out.
Well,
I'd say, but no more than 40 minutes. If you're just
one
doing
thing-
this.
No.
One
I mean,
thing one thing
I
they
would
could do.
Yeah, I would have only made this like a 40-minute to an hour long at
Yeah.
most.
I'm thinking an additional 10 minutes, at most, like maybe 40 minutes total. Like, for one thing, we know nothing about the twins at all.
They
Nothing.
don't even speak. They
Yeah.
don't speak.
And
We
they
don't know if
don't,
they're mute or not.
they don't have to speak. But I wonder if giving just a minute or two of backstory, just a minute or two, if that would increase the sense of dread, because then we would have an idea what the stakes are for them. Like here, they look like thrill seekers, is what it looks like. That's really what it looks like. They're there to see if they can challenge the legend.
Which
And
is
that's
kids
all
that
we-
age. I mean, kids that age would do that. I mean, we're
With the
talking
exception of the main character.
preteens.
Yeah, but it's like in terms of ratcheting up the sense of dread, you got to ratchet up the stakes.
Yeah.
And so if we know a little bit more about each character, and you don't need a lot of time for that. Again, you can maybe a minute or two per character. That would give you a little bit more investment in them, and it ups the stakes.
And as much of not liking gore, I'd still like to see a little bit of even just symbolic gore from the demons.
I understand why there isn't any. They do make sense because they need them alive to hook
Yeah.
up to the battery.
Yeah. But so the idea is basically it's pretty darn good as it is, but yeah, it does feel a little short. It's almost the opposite again of the other movie that we just covered in the other channel, because that one was a little bit, I don't know if it was too long, but there was too much time spent on things they didn't need to, It's like we said, it would that for the opening sequence would have made a great short film,
Yeah, I mean, sadly, and I'm looking over the director's, notable works here on Wikipedia as best they give me. And I mean, yeah, he's got Tokyo Ghoul. He's got a Gotcha Man Run. But I mean, I would love to see more from him that is original, because this is an original that he wrote. So,
and apparently this is, I think I saw he wrote a manga for this story. Like, I'd be curious to see how it plays out in manga form versus the anime.
That would be interesting to look at. I wouldn't mind seeing that Possessions short too.
Right. Yeah,
I feel like
I
would have tried to track it down at least at one point.
What's that?
I'm sure I've tried to track it down at one point.
Well, you have Short Piece. Yeah, it's part of that.
So,
But,
cheese cats.
I've been hearing the bell the whole time. They're having a good old time.
you have two more kittens in a household of what, 3?
Yeah, we got 5 total cats, which is interesting.
So, and you between the two of you, your wife and you, there's only 4 hands. So you have one cat that's always in demand.
Well,
except when there's people over, and when we were filming earlier this evening, definitely Olivia and Ozzy did not differentiate between.
No, they were like looking wherever they could get attention.
Right.
But I guess let's check into the music. I thought that the music for this was adequate. It built the tension. It had a creepy vibe, and the main theme at the end it definitely had that feel of the look. I wouldn't say cyberpunk style, but it felt like that a little bit with that Japanese edge to it.
You will rarely find, and I'll say this in all forms of media, a horror soundtrack that will be a major hit, because it's always going to be mostly instrumental.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be very simple notes. Even stuff like Psycho's little eep, eep, eep moment, or the of Friday the 13th. You don't get much of a music track. Because silence speaks
Jaws
a lot in how
music track.
Well, I mean, shoot, Halloween, that that piano track, it's simple, but it is very effective. And sometimes that's all you need, is simple but effective. Goblin, which is one that many horror fans, not me, worship.
Well, I mean, like I said, horror music is best when it's quiet to silent to build up the pressure, because it's really, you want that jump. You want that jump in the moment.
All right.
As much as I hate to say jump scares, but I mean,
any other thoughts?
It's effective. It's effective,
well, sound design is important. Let's put it that way. It's not just the music. The sound design can
you've got it. And this one, we had a lot of sort of industrial, sort of downplayed notes.
Right.
I say it almost had a cyberpunk edge to the city, the way that it felt. Like you had all the lights, the design.
It absolutely was a combination of cyberpunk meets like back alleys of China.
Yeah.
Where you're seeing the lights and whatnot over these towering skyscrapers of buildings that you have to question how they're put together, because it looks like junk put together on each other.
Yeah, it's like a very Blade Runner-esque, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But any other thoughts on the music?
I don't know. It did its job. It's not jarring. It's not doing something that'll, make note. And I mean, that goes for the sound design all the way through. You don't have. I mean, I only watched the dub version because I watched the first one that came up on YouTube. But I don't know. You guys have watched the sub. Did you hear anything jarring?
No.
I managed to watch both for this because I watched one earlier on and then I watched the other version later on. That's because I have I have access to the disc, which helps.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we wrap this up with just favorite part and I guess a suggestion of a horror anime for the season. Well, we'll start with you, Jake, this time.
Favorite part might be the ending. Maybe. I'm not really sure that there's like a standout, but I think maybe that would, because like I said, I do like the ending. I think it fits well. Horror anime. There are very few I've seen that are full on horror. I think there's a few that are horror tinged or horror comedies or whatever. I certainly am partial to the When They Cry series, and that's probably, and one could possibly lump Elfen Lied into that.
Yeah, I can say both of those go into the disturbing version of horror.
And certainly the first season of The Promised Neverland would probably count.
Oh, that manga got horrible.
Yeah, they.
I knew it was going to be bad by the second season. I didn't even watch.
Supposedly, the second season butchered the manga.
Well, the manga was not very great either.
Well, the manga did go downhill. I read it all the way through, and I don't think it got horrible, but it went downhill from. It was such a promising start, but from what I hear, the second season even dropped that ball even further. So I still haven't seen it, but the yeah, that's probably. And and actually, we'll mention School Live. Mo showed us School Live. That was a good, solid one.
Which we've covered on this channel, by the way.
Yes, indeed.
The
We
boat
called it
ending.
Cry. What's up?
We had Mo
The
in for
boat
that
ending.
one.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
The boat ending. You don't know what I'm referring to, Jacob?
The what?
The boat ending for School Live.
The boat ending?
So what happened with School Live when it aired? The actual point at the very end of our wonderful hero's life was edited out to a Japanese boat on the river.
Okay. Good times.
That's why it's called the boat ending.
Okay.
Well, how about so Brittany? How about yourself? Favorite scene and horror anime suggestion?
I mean, I gotta love the shifting of the girl's mask, and everything was so mechanical with the demons. I love that. I mean, it's the part of me that loves sci-fi and a lot of sci-fi horror, but anime horror, I always got to go to probably my most dreaded kid introduction, and that is Mermaid Scar.
Good one.
That little bastard. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, Mermaid Scar. I don't know how I forgot that.
Yeah, they even managed to do a short anime on the manga that wasn't as good as the original movie, in my opinion. I still think it was cool that they did a follow up and a series, which I think is out of print.
Yeah, because it wasn't as pop. It's one of Takahashi. So those who don't know, Mermaid Scar was from Momoko Takahashi of Roma One Half and Inuyasha, Ursai Shura fame. It was her horror manga, and originally Inuyasha was supposed to be horror as well before it went to romance. Which I hate because I love the manga when it was horror. But yeah, Mermaid Forest was not a great series. But Mermaid Scar was a great one-shot anime, in my opinion.
Yeah, there were two one-shots that were done from that series back in the time. There was that one in Mermaid Forest, which were both there, but the one that made it here more, I think, was the Mermaid Scar. I remember seeing that advertised originally when I was watching Ranma for the first time. And I was like, ooh, wonder what this is.
It was one of the first Viz title releases, and with good reason. It's a nice little horror moment that could rival Ninja Scroll and Megalopolis. Oh, I'm trying to remember some of the other ones that came out at the same time.
Megalopolis, yeah.
Megalopolis, Three Eyes, and that stuff.
So the Laughing Target was a standalone, right? That was not part of the Mermaid Forest.
I don't remember. I do remember they redid Mermaid Scar in Mermaid's Forest.
Yes, and I've seen the remake. Yeah,
but it wasn't as good in my opinion because nothing cringes me more than that piano wire scene.
Yeah, but the Laughing Target was pretty decent too.
Yeah, she could do some good horror back in the day.
Yep.
But
her pocket will always be romance.
Yeah, sadly, the biggest, I think, from what I've heard, one of the biggest bars from her Rune McWorld stuff or some of her earlier horror anime getting re-releases is her, because she dislikes those. So. Yeah, so it's very unlikely that we will see them re-released, but they are all able to be seen through other means and YouTube.
Yeah, I'm sure Mermaid Scar's on YouTube at this point. I haven't even looked.
Because when the author doesn't care and nobody else cares, then suddenly they stop trying to take it down. So yeah. Well, my favorite scene of that, I did love the way that they were doing the creepy end where you've got the counting and the ethereal counting in the background with the tower kind of doing that weird glowing thing as they were draining the kids' souls for energy. I liked that. Liked being in being a word for it. As far as suggestions, I love the Gregory Horror Show, which we have discussed on this channel. It is unique in style and form, but I do find it oddly creepy in moments.
I did not, and I think I said so in the review.
But that's why. That one is also out of print. Another one that's out of print. Boy, I'm just talking about the
When
ones
did
out of
Gregory
print.
Horror occur? Because did it get made the same time this was?
I don't know when that one was. It was
Both
based
are
off of
by
a
anime.
PS2 game, so it would have been early 2000s.
So yeah, I mean we're talking 2005 for this one.
1999. Never mind.
Okay, so they had a few more years to get better with CGI. So.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that one was.
And then they dropped the ball somewhere. I don't know where.
They
picked it back up recently, but it's.
Well, they didn't do it for Earwig, and Ghibli of all places.
No, well, I mean the CGI is not bad. It just Ghibli should not do CGI.
Well, they didn't want to for the longest time.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's
the irony that of all people, Miyazaki himself says he'd never want to go there, and he went there, and it became a disaster.
One of his sons?
It was his son who directed that one.
Which I'm sure that was another one of those moments of, yes, son, I am yet again disappointed in you.
yes, exactly.
But
I mean, I do feel we're getting better with CGI. I stand by the Trigun series, and we're getting the second season of that. Finally getting Wolfred, and what's her name? Molly. Finally getting Molly in the series.
So, I mean, another one that I would put out there that's also out of print, lovely, giving you all the chance to try and chase them all down, is another, which is weird that it's out of print. Sentai did a run of it, but I had realized that they no longer sell it. That one is basically Final Destination, the anime. And they do a really good job. And most people, if anything, will remember that umbrella kill at the beginning of the darned.
Is it anything like the log truck kill and Final Destination that everybody still panics about?
Well, the whole concept is it's about this. It's a curse. And the curse happens because there's an extra student that appears in the classroom. And if something happens, to not do too many spoilers, people just start dying until that particular extra one is found out. The first kill is iconic because a person gets impaled through the eye by an umbrella.
Yeah.
In an accident.
I mean, there are a lot of artistic anime I can state for horror, but they're not that great horror. I mean, I love Vampire Hunter D, both the original and the second one.
Yeah, those
very pretty to look at, but they're bad horror.
Those are more like monster horror type things, which you've got, which is still, I mean, it's done well. I don't consider most monster horror that scary either.
The Blood movie was okay, but Blood Sea was horrible.
Oh, God. I hated Blood Sea with a passion. Now, Blood the Last Vampire, the movie, was not bad.
Yeah.
The actual movie. Blood Plus made Saya, Saya was a frustrating character in most of the series, except for the Blood Plus, the Blood's movie. Blood Last Vampire movie, she wasn't that much of a frustrating character there. She wasn't wishy-washy. She was straight to it. But they didn't have much time. They had to get
there. I'm trying to think of one other one. I mean, the only one I keep gumming in my head, I don't know if I would declare it horror. But I mean, it'd be one on that I want to show the group eventually, which is ID. ID Invaded, because it's psychological. So we get into the psychological horror mess of things.
Right.
But with sci-fi elements.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, one could say even Chaos Head if you're looking at that level, the weird psychological mess up.
Mm-hmm.
Or Serial Experiment Lane. Some people consider
Or
that
Akira. I mean, Akira is technically horror.
Right.
Akira's body horror at the end of that thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I still see a teddy bear bleeding milk as a horrible thing.
Yeah.
It has some disturbing imagery. I will give you that.
Okay.
So, well, with that being said, I hope y'all have enjoyed this discussion. Brittany, did you have anything that you wanted to shout out for your stuff?
If those people are wondering why there's no comics, no videos, this is the reason. That is my drawing hand, my writing hand, my working hand. It is going to take another 2 weeks to heal. So had a bad fall on city property, and the city won't do crap about it. And so I'm healing from that. I will be back doing stuff then. I'm currently working on some video stuff that I can do off stream, but I'm not going to be releasing anything about that until I get licensing things done properly for that. So,
all right,
new stuff coming, but it's going to be at least until mid-November.
Well, stuff to look forward to. And, you know, if y'all want to help, you should go to the site and watch some of the old videos. There's lots of older videos on your channel. And, and you know, you can get Demon Blade. There is a physical version. And there's, of course...
I finally bought my own book.
Wow. Hey.
Finally bought my own book. Now, they gave me a really crappy print of it. It's nothing like your print, but I do have my own book finally.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad I got to purchase that, and it's sitting in my comic collection up here, which is much smaller than it used to be. Those that have known me a long time, I used to have a massive comic collection and manga collection. Now it's very small. I think the only manga I buy now is what was that one? Skip Beat, and I'm behind on that too. So
I'm still working on my Rama 1/2 original release collection and my Vinland Saga and Berserk collection. But those are the $50, $60 books that will take a while to get because the price.
I wouldn't mind getting the regular manga books for Ranma up until the point where I had to start getting those because I have the comics, well, the literal comics up to a point, but those can get pretty iffy to read because you got to be careful with them, and they have some extra value, so it makes me a little bit leery about pulling them out. But Ranma's fun, and I'm actually enjoying this new series. So
I especially am enjoying the second season.
So I think that they're doing. I do like that they're following the manga order. I was surprised when they said that they're going to get through a lot of these stories quickly, but they're doing them well. There's no fluff added. Like
they're covering 2 to 3 chapters an episode, which is better than the One Piece announcement. But I'm hoping they'll stop doing clip shows of the new One Piece announcement that came out.
I know they were slowing down with One Piece. I guess they're trying to drag out that last arc, another 20 years or so.
I don't think they're gonna. I mean, they're showing the artwork for Elbath, but I don't think we're gonna get to Elbath when it goes on its stop because technically we have 2 months left, and we have just started a fight.
So how far are we away from the manga ending?
I mean, Oda's still going at his regular rate, and for those people who don't know, there's a false statement that continuously gets pushed on Facebook. Oda is not very ill. Always check the official accounts. Oda has one. One Piece has one, and Shonen Jump would jump on telling you if anything's happening.
I still believe that it's all a fake out, and One Piece will keep going forever.
But we are getting to the final story. We just need to get out of the current flashback, which is being one of the biggest sort of breakdowns in all of the story, because we're learning about the biggest war between Roger and all the other forces in the world, how Garp became a hero to the world, all that at this moment. So we are learning the final moments of most of the past, outside of the Void Century for those that pay attention. We also got a notification yesterday, March 10th, we'll return with a live action. And the live action has already been approved for season 3, which will finish the Alabaster Saga.
Yay!
Yeah, they'd have to change out actors eventually if they're ever going to get if they would decide to do the whole thing.
They're not going to do the whole thing. Yeah, they're not. I will be amazed if they do honestly get to Skypiea, which would be the next arc.
They couldn't even get to the 3rd book of Wheel of Time. I couldn't even get to the 4th book of Wheel of Time. So yeah, But then again, the Wheel of Time series looked nothing like the books anyway, story or anything. So maybe
we're getting the weird stuff starting this 2nd season. So you're going to start seeing things get really weird in One Piece.
I liked the live action 1st season, which is weird to say. I actually don't hate this version of Luffy.
My big fear with the live action is the displacement. The attacks and whatnot, they tend to hide them in shadow, but we can't keep doing shadow. You got to have some sunlight action in the series.
So next time would be, I guess, continuing Adventure Time. I think it's season 3.
No, we're on season 4, I think. Aren't we?
Well, whatever the next season is, let me see if I can find it.
I feel like it's 3.
I think it's 3 because we had to stop in June. June was the last time we covered Adventure Time. So
I think it's 3.
No,
I think it's 4. I think we've done 3.
I can find that out pretty soon.
I know I'm personally on 6, but
so we first did Adventure Time 5 months ago. And that was on our anime Anticlimax. And that was, so 5 months from there would be May. So season 2 would have been June. So, and then we didn't kind of have one for July. It went to August. So yeah, it would be season 3.
Okay. I guess I'm a little ahead of myself there. I've been watching into season 6 and getting through it myself, and so I'll go back and watch season 3 again.
All right.
So it'll be good to get
good things from that.
And I was going to ask y'all, do you remember us doing Tokyo Godfathers on this channel? I don't think we did.
I don't remember it. I know I've seen it a couple times.
I think we saw it on Movies Galore. I don't remember if we did it on this channel.
I mean, that's a definite Christmas movie to talk about.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say, is maybe we could plan on that for December if y'all are interested in doing that.
Yeah.
It'd be a nice short one since we got to be going through Adventure Time again.
Sounds good.
Because they are going to be streaming that for free, apparently, during that season. So it'll be easy for people to watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that being said, I hope y'all have enjoyed this. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If somehow you guys stayed through this rambling that we were doing, and of course share, because sharing is always a good way to get us to other viewers. Oddly enough, our second half of Masamune-kun's Revenge got quite a number of viewers. I was surprised. It's well over 100 views now, which is surprising. So maybe this will do the same. It's spooky season after all.
Enjoy and have a happy Halloween.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
SeptumSin versus the world. It's that place for all the boys and girls. You'll feel real safe you'll feel real warm. It's a cozy place to ride out the storm. SeptumSin. SeptumSin and his best boy Jake see the trends that scare us every day. Physical media is going to the side. Doctor streaming,